Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will be breaking down the Week 16 NFL Saturday football games. If you're new here, welcome. We have been doing pretty well with our bets. Thursday, we went 1-3 and lost on the long shot parlay. Javonte Williams only had 4 rushes, which hurt us, and the under was cooked in the first half. This puts our total record at 48. And 46, we are up 3.36 units. Let's try to get back on track. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss more sports bets and news. Now let's get to the game. The first game we got is Texans at Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, with a record of 13 wins and 1 loss, are projected to win by more than a field goal but less than a touchdown, currently 3.5 points, over the Houston Texans, who hold a record of 9 wins and 5 losses. The Chiefs enter this game riding a 4-game winning streak. The over and under for this matchup is set at 42.5 points. This game is interesting because the Texans have a bad offensive line, and this game seems like the Chiefs should be able to win. But I have a feeling that the Texans are going to win, with Mahomes hobbled a little bit, and the Texans being able to get after the quarterback. And then you throw in the Chiefs' O-line being not the greatest. It makes for a good matchup for the Texans. But the way I am playing this is I am looking at Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon ranks 10th in total rushing attempts, despite being limited to just 11 games this season due to injury. He's been highly effective with his carries, racking up 910 rushing yards, including 7 games with over 100 yards on the ground. Meanwhile, Kansas City's run defense has struggled recently, giving up 538 rushing yards over the past 5 games, and allowing an average of 4.4 yards per carry. Last week, Cleveland managed 139 rushing yards on just 21 attempts. Projections for Mixon's performance against the Chiefs range from 69 to 87 yards. His line is sitting at 59.5 yards. I'll take over that. Another unique thing is when Joe Mixon is coming off a bad game, he usually runs for 100 yards in the next game. For example, against the Bears in September, he ran for 35 yards, and the next game, he ran for 102. In November, against the Lions, he had 25 carries for 46 yards. The next game, he went for 109 yards against the Cowboys. Then, the game after that, he ran 14 times for 22 yards. But the game after that, he ran for 101 yards. And then last game, he ran 12 times for 23 yards. So by this pattern, he should be due for a 100-yard game. But we'll take 60-plus yards here. I am also looking at Dalton Schultz. Those who have been following us know we love to attack the Chiefs linebackers in coverage. They're the worst teams against receiving tight ends. It is cash for us the past few weeks, so why not keep it rocking? Dalton's line is set at 34.5 receiving yards. Dalton has only hit this in 3 out of 14 games this year, but the Chiefs are just not good when playing against pass-catching tight ends. The Chiefs give up the most receptions per game at 6.36 and passing yards at 74 yards a game, to tight ends even. Last week, Jordan Akins hit his over prop, and you're probably like, who the heck is that? He is the backup tight end on the Browns. Brock Bowers, Dawson Knox, Cade Otton, George Kittle, and pretty much everyone they have played against has hit their over. Give me Dalton Schultz over 34.5 yards. Next, we got Baltimore is favored by 6 points in the latest Steelers vs. Ravens odds. The over and under for total points is set at 44.5. The Ravens are listed as strong favorites on the money line at minus 295, while the Steelers are underdogs at plus 237. The Steelers face a tough scheduling challenge in Week 16, coming off a short week for their 2nd consecutive road game and their 4th away game in 5 outings. Pittsburgh's defense may be with TJ Watt, but will he be 100% is the real question. Then you have to factor in the Steelers' offense. Without George Pickens, is one of the worst in the league. Then there is the tough scheduling factor. The Steelers' defense will be clearly fatigued after spending 40 minutes on the field in a lopsided loss to the Eagles. Now, 6 points is always a lot to give in an AFC North game, but I like it here. I do think the Ravens come out with their hair on fire, and without Pickens, can we see the Steelers being able to score more than 17 points? I don't. I'm playing Ravens minus the 6 and also the Steelers under 17.5 points. Another way I am playing this is Lamar Jackson over 49.5 rushing yards. Lamar Jackson is set up to surpass 49.5 rushing yards. And here's why. Jackson Mollard recently got on him for not running more, and in his last game he was more willing to take off and run. He only 6 rushed, but he did not play the fourth quarter. Finally, the game script plays in his favor. In a competitive matchup, the Ravens are likely to rely on Jackson's legs to extend plays and convert critical downs. And with the Steelers being in a bad spot, their D playing most of the game last week, and their offense struggling, this can be a big Lamar Jackson running game. So, those are my favorite bets for the Saturday Week 16 NFL games. And that is it for this week. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video for more betting and sports news. See you in the next one.